Hello, little explorers, and welcome back to the warm glow of the Katha Lantern. I'm your host, Rutu, and joining me is my favorite little explorer, Ira.
Hi everyone, I'm Ira. Mama, I had a puzzle that has been bothering me all week, and I simply cannot stop thinking about it.
Oh, tell us everything, Ira.
So, at the beach last weekend, I spent a really long time building the most magnificent sandcastle. It had towers and a little drawbridge made out of sticks. I worked so hard on it.
That sounds absolutely wondrous.
But then a boy from our group walked right over at the very end, patted the top of one tower, and said, "We built a great sandcastle." We. Mama, he didn't do anything. Not one single grain of sand.
Oh, that would make anyone feel completely outraged and sad. You did all the work, and someone else swept in to share the glory.
Exactly. It felt so unfair. Why do some people do that?
That is a very good question, Ira. And it turns out, even the great Emperor Akbar's royal court had the exactly same problem.
Birbal fix it?
He did, in the most unexpected way. Clever Birbal had a most surprising way to make things right. Let's open our giant book of stories and find out. Inside our newest tale, a dark cloud has been hanging over the magnificent royal palace for 3 whole days. Not a rain cloud, but something far more troubling. Emperor Akbar's most favorite horse has vanished. Now, this was no ordinary horse. This horse was tall and gleaming, with a coat the color of midnight black and a mane that shimmered like black silk in the sunlight. He was the fastest, most magnificent horse in the entire kingdom, a gift from a faraway land, Emperor Akbar's most treasured companion. For 3 days, the entire kingdom had been searching. Royal guards on horseback combed every road and every river bank. Messengers galloped to every village trying to spread the word to find the horse. Ministers paced the palace halls looking deeply anxious. But nobody, not one single person, could find him anywhere. Emperor Akbar sat on his golden throne, looking more troubled than his ministers had ever seen him. He turned to his court and announced in a heavy, serious voice.
Whoever finds my horse and brings him safely back to the royal stables will be handsomely rewarded. They may ask for anything their heart desires, and I shall grant it.
Word spread from the palace all the way to the farthest farms and the fishing villages. And then, on the morning of the sixth day, the royal doors burst open, and in rushed a farmer, breathless, dusty, but trembling with excitement. The farmer bowed deeply before the emperor. The farmer bowed deeply before Emperor Akbar, and standing right behind him, calm and gleaming and the perfectly unharmed, was the midnight black horse. Emperor Akbar said with a relief of sigh and delight.
My horse, you found him. You have done the entire kingdom a great service. Ask for anything your heart desires. I give you my royal word it shall be granted.
The entire court was curious. What would this simple farmer ask for? Gold? Land? A grand title? The farmer stood up straight, cleared his throat, and said in a calm, steady voice,
Your Majesty, I would like 100 lashes of the whip.
You could have heard a feather drop in that coat because you see, little explorers, farmer did not ask for any gold or land. He actually asked for beatings. The ministers looked at each other with wild, bewildered eyes. Emperor Akbar blinked. Even Birbal, who was never surprised by anything, raised one quiet eyebrow. Emperor Akbar genuinely was baffled, and he asked,
What? You wish to be punished? You have done a great deed, farmer. Ask for gold, for land, for anything.
but the polite farmer replied,
Your Majesty, you gave your royal word. I ask for 100 lashes of the whip. Nothing more, nothing less.
Emperor Akbar was deeply puzzled. But a royal word was a royal word. He nodded slowly to his guard to carry out the farmer's most unusual request. And then the farmer suddenly held up his hand and called out,
Stop. I must tell your Majesty something very important. I do not wish to take all 100 lashes by myself. You see, I would like to share this reward. 50 lashes belong to me. But the other 50, those must go to the guard at the front door of the palace.
Another stunned voice. Then whispers began rippling through the court like a wave.
The guard at the front door. Why ever would the guard deserve half of your reward?
The confused Emperor Akbar asked. The calm farmer replied with quiet dignity.
Because, your Majesty, when I arrived at the palace gates this morning with your horse, the guard at the door stopped me. He refused to let me enter until I agreed to give him half of whatever reward your Majesty granted me. I had no choice but to agree, or your horse would never have made it inside these walls and come.
Ministers turned to each other in disbelief. Emperor Akbar's expression shifted from confusion to something much darker. A deep, outraged fury building inside his eyes. He turned slowly to Birbal, who had been listening to every single word with those calm and thoughtful eyes. And now, the tiniest, most knowing smile was spreading across Birbal's face. Birbal said with a calm and clear voice, addressing the entire court.
Perfectly, Your Majesty. This farmer is not just a finder of horses. He is one of the cleverest men to ever walk through these palace doors. He knew that if he asked for gold, the greedy guard would demand 50 gold coins and would pocket them quietly and walk away unpunished. So instead, this magnificent farmer asked for something the guard could never spend, never hide, and never enjoy. He made absolutely certain that the guard's greed would earn him exactly what he deserved, in front of the entire royal court, with no escape.
Emperor Akbar said with a furious voice.
Bring me that guard immediately.
The guard was brought before the emperor, his face pale as marble. He had no words, no excuse. The evidence was standing right there in the middle of the court. A dusty, honest farmer who had outsmarted him completely. Emperor Akbar dealt swiftly and firmly with the dishonest guard and ordered to give the entire 100 lashes of the whip to the guard alone. And then he turned back to the farmer with warm and genuinely delighted eyes. He said,
Your cleverness today has done more for this kingdom than finding any horse ever could. You shall receive 200 gold coins, every single one of them yours, and yours alone.
The overwhelmed farmer was genuinely moved, and he said,
Thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you.
and so the farmer walked out of that magnificent palace with twice the gold, a full heart, and the knowledge that honesty and cleverness are the best superpowers. Meanwhile, the greedy guard learned the lesson the hard way that when you try to steal credit or grab something what is not yours, the world has a magnificent way to giving you exactly what you deserve. And that little explorers was a truly magnificent lesson in honesty, fairness, and thinking out of the box. The brilliant farmer showed us that when someone tries to trick us or take something that isn't theirs, a calm and steady brain is the absolute greatest superpower. By keeping his composure and using his quick wit, the farmer taught the greedy guard a lesson the whole kingdom would never forget. And thank you all to the little artist for submitting their wonderful and vibrant drawings from our last journey. For our newest Katha canvas, you have two thrilling choices. So grab your magical canvas and start coloring and start drawing the magnificent midnight black horse. You can make him tall and gleaming with a beautiful coat the color of midnight black and a gorgeous mane that shimmers like black silk in the warm sunlight. Or you could draw the honest farmer walking happily with the grand prize. Grown-ups, please snap a picture of these masterpieces and submit the art via DM to @Katha on Instagram or email us at thekathalantern@gmail.com. We absolutely love showcasing your child's brilliant imagination in our highlights gallery. And while you're there, please share any playground puzzles that your kid might be facing. Also, please follow and subscribe the Katha Lantern on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube to keep our lantern glowing. Until next time, I'm your host, Rutu. Stay curious as you grow and let your imaginations glow.